Overview. In this lesson, you will learn about the variations of the future tense. You will see how the correct use of tenses increases understanding. What is meant by the word future? The word future refers to time that is yet to come. It is opposite to the word past and definitely does not refer to the time that is happening currently. Look at this picture of a lady. She is thinking about herself in the past. Now look at this picture. She is thinking about herself in the future. Do you remember the word auxiliary? Remember that auxiliaries are words that help verbs. In the future tense, the auxiliaries that are used are will, shall, won't, in other words will not, and shan't, the short form of shall not. Let us see how we will construct sentences that are written in the future tense. The subject is followed by the auxiliary and the verb, which is in the present tense form. Look at this example to understand this rule. Ravi will begin a new job next month. What is the subject in this sentence? That's correct. Ravi is the subject. What auxiliary is used in this sentence? Correct again. The auxiliary here is will. Now think about what the verb is in the sentence. Begin is the verb in this sentence. Note how the verb is in simple present tense. Also, pay attention to how the auxiliary comes after the subject but just before the verb, which is in simple present tense. Look at one more example. Here the auxiliary is different. Can you identify the different parts of the sentence? Mohit won't agree to the plan. What is the subject? How about the verb? What auxiliary helps the verb in this sentence? Let us see if you have understood this concept. Look at these words. Can you rearrange the words into a grammatically correct sentence that makes sense? Use your scrap paper to write it out. The words are give, tomorrow, the president, will, speech. Remember the rule. The subject is followed by the auxiliary and the verb, which is in the present tense form. Here is the correct sentence. Compare it with the one you have written out. The president will give a speech tomorrow. How did you do? Let us now look at future continuous tense. The future continuous tense speaks of an action that will take place in the future for a longer or continuous time. The construction of the sentence would be the subject followed by either of the auxiliaries will be, shall be, or their negative form, followed by the verb in present tense form plus ing, ing. Here are a few examples. Coming, eating, going. Let us see the examples given and understand the rule. The Queen of England will be arriving tomorrow. Since my mother is sick, she shall not be going to the function this evening. Try making a couple of sentences of your own. Use any of the words shall be, will be, shall not be, or will not be. Show your sentences to a partner. Check your partner's sentences. Future perfect tense. The future perfect tense relates to an action that will occur in the future with a certainty of the time when it would be completed. The construction of the sentence should be like this. The subject will be followed by either of the auxiliaries will have, shall have, or their negative form, followed by the verb in the past participle form. Usually, the condition of time is also indicated when we formulate sentences that are in the future perfect tense. Let us look at a few examples in these sentences and understand the rule of sentence formation in this tense. I will have completed my studies by March 2008. Note the reference to the time by when I expect to complete my studies. I shall have reached Nagpur by the time Mamta's surgery begins. Here, the point of reference of time is when Mamta's surgery begins. With the use of the future perfect tense, it is obvious that Mamta's surgery is yet to take place. That is, it will happen sometime in the future. Future perfect continuous tense. The future perfect continuous tense relates to a future action continuing over a period of time with a certainty of when it will be completed. The construction of the sentence should be like this. The subject would be followed by either of the auxiliaries will have been, shall have been, or their negative form followed by the verb in present tense form plus ing. Let us understand this rule by looking at this example. I will have been studying in this school for 11 years by next March. With the way this sentence has been constructed, it is understood that the future action that will be continuing is the girl studying in the same school over a period of time, which is 11 years. This period will end next March. Let us briefly review what you have learned in this lesson. This lesson has explained the characteristics of different tense variations and how to construct sentences using the rules that have been given. You may now use this time to read the reference reading material that goes with this lesson. Thank you.